Most people love NewJeans. They have such a fresh and unique style that's really making them stand out in the K-pop scene right now. Their music is really catchy, it's simple, it's not overproduced. Their dance moves involve using their entire body, not just their arms. Their visuals are very natural and innocent, and they don't overdo it on the makeup, and they just look like they're really having a lot of fun. Their clothes are casual and comfortable, and they don't really wear anything that's inappropriate or very short. And their music videos are usually, filmed outside and just looks really relatable and authentic. And when you're watching them, they just look so friendly and fun, and basically like you could be one of their friends as well, like a sixth member of NewJeans. And I love their music. When I listen to it, it just makes me think of like such, carefree emotion, being outside on a nice warm day, hanging out with your friends at the park or at the mall, eating froyo and talking about boys and rom-com movies, and then having a moment to dance in public. And NewJeans has pretty much become associated with making hit after hit, basically having no bad songs. Everyone loves their stuff, pretty much everything that they come out with. They're known as monster rookies. And so with this newest comeback, people were really anticipating and having some really high expectations. So when their newest album dropped, Get Up, so many people were actually really happy and excited about it. But there were actually also some people that has been very disappointed. How can that be? Well, no artist is immune to having less than perfect songs every time. And we know that getting the same amount of success as the first time is sometimes even harder, which is why it's so easy to fall into that sophomore slump, which is normal. And that's basically what has happened with NewJeans' newest album. It's not a bad album, it's still really good, but after listening to it, a whole bunch of people was left thinking, what? That's it? Let's find out why. Well, what was wrong with the album overall? Well, for one thing, the album is way too short. It's only 12 minutes long. No song is over 3 minutes. And what's worse, Get Up, which is actually one of my favorites on the album, is only 36 seconds. That's insane. They had so much more potential that they could have done, and it was just basically wasted on a short song. I was actually really frustrated. It made me really just feel like wanted to walk in there and be like, can you please go back and finish the rest of the song? Now, I know that the first song is an intro, the last song is an outro, and then Get Up is an interlude. But to be honest, this album is so short that there's nothing to actually interlude. There's nothing, it's too short for intro and outro, which only leaves like, what, 2 or 3 songs as actual real songs on the album. And it's bad that the full songs are just as short as intros and outros. It makes the other songs' shortness stand out just that much more. It just really shows that this company was really trying to target this to Gen Z, the TikTok generation, because they know people's attention spans are short and that they get bored easily. And they know that the shorter the song is, the easier it is to put it on repeat during streaming. As a marketing tactic, it is understandable, but it was extremely obvious about what they were doing with this album. Everyone who was upset about it being so short easily knew that that's what they were doing. A song doesn't have to be short in order for you to want to replay it over and over again. Cookie that they made was almost 4 minutes, and that song is so good. It definitely makes you want to repeat it. I do it all the time. The shortness or the length of the song has nothing to do with how good. If it's a good song, doesn't matter how long it is, you will still want to put it on repeat. So I don't know what they were thinking. And the second thing, that it was just so repetitive. There was just too much repetition for the sake of it being catchy. It's kind of like when you're listening to it, it becomes super easy to tell that they're trying to turn this into an earworm and make it get stuck in your head. Like, is it stuck in your head yet? Is it stuck in your head yet? Stuck in your head. And honestly, they don't even have to try that hard. When they had really great songs like Ditto and Hype Boy, they didn't have to rely so heavily on repetition in order for those songs to get stuck in your head. They were stuck in your head because they were just that good. A good small amount of repetition is okay, but overdoing it can become very annoying after a while. And with this album, there's nothing really much to break up the verse and the chorus, so it's basically just a long run through of repetitive parts, especially with Super Shy. So many people have actually gotten bored or irritated with this song already, and it's only been out for a month. Not only is the song so repeated so much, but they have been playing it to death on all social media, especially TikTok. So because it's so repetitive and so overplayed, it's making people getting really tired of the music. And that's another problem. This whole album just sounds like it's just made for TikTok music. Like, literally, they're just like, this whole album just screams, we want you to use this as TikTok audio. Don't think so? It's even in the song ASAP. They're literally saying TikTok, 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 TikTok. TikTok is literally in the song. If that doesn't say we want you to use this as TikTok audio, I don't know what else does. And it's so obvious. The producers who made this album was like, okay, this is a really nice melody we came up with. You know what we should do? Just put this melody on for 2 minutes on a loop. The kids will eat it right on up. There you go. Masterpiece. And another thing was how underwhelming it all sounded. Every song literally sounded like a B-side, which is, you know, a bit sad because everyone was expecting so much more impactful songs and dynamic power like we had with the first album. But none of these songs really sounded that full. In fact, they sounded kind of hungry. And people listening to it were just starving for more but never really got it. Instead, we got a bunch of ideas and melodies that were underdeveloped and half-baked. And that's not okay. The only time I liked half-baked is when it comes to Ben & Jerry's. Other than that, I prefer things to be fully baked. Nothing to really give it that extra spice or flavor. So when you're listening to it, it sounds like you're about to go somewhere, but then you don't. You just end up hitting a dead end. And I get that their sound is supposed to be, you know, fresh and simple, but it is possible to do that without sounding incomplete or empty. They were able to achieve this with their first album, so I don't know why they couldn't have done that here, but yeah, they didn't. It just seems like now that they're more focused on brand collaborations and guest appearances and, you know, looking aesthetic rather than making music that has actual good lasting value. Every song sounds like, you know, sweet nothings that can eventually get old very fast, which is true. It's only been a month and some people are already getting sick and tired of the songs, which makes me think that this group is actually more just a brand rather than an actual music group, just because of how popular they are from their style. And another thing was just pretty much how this album just really plays it safe. In fact, some people were even calling it boring. Now, I don't think it was boring, but I do definitely think they were playing it safe. NewJeans just didn't have any vocal power or any like popping choruses that, you know, really gives it some replay value, but instead everything just kind of sounded similar. It's like they found a catchy melody but didn't want to really do anything fun with, you know, they just put it on repeat for 2 minutes. And the members all sung with the same breathy tone. It made it hard to distinguish who was singing what. Just the whole thing just sounded very monotonous, the same tone throughout. Because there wasn't much variety or anything really special to get you hooked, basically just revealed how limited these girls are vocally as a group. And I mean, no one listens to NewJeans expecting like vocal runs like Taeyeon or you know, music change-ups like aespa or Nmix. I get that. We like the fact that their music is calm, it's simple, it's fresh, you know, just really good vibes. But having songs that don't really go anywhere can tend to get old and boring very fast. And despite what Adore thinks, people of all ages, including young people, do like actual good songs with good value in it that actually leave something more than just a catchy melody. Because they're doing this, it kind of just sounds like they were trying to recreate the success like they had with their last album, but this time it didn't work as well on that same level, because it's hard trying to get that same type of success twice. Now, despite everything that I said, I still really like this album. It's a good album. All the songs are really great. For the most part, I really enjoy listening to it, and a lot of other people do. There are some songs that sound even better as remixes. Some remixes that you hear on social media or on YouTube sounds even better than the originals, which proves that a lot of other people agree that the songs sound good, but they could have been more developed to sound even better. So with this album, I liked it. I do think some of the songs are growing a bit tired already. They don't have much lasting value, but they're still really good songs. I am just more looking forward to what they're doing next. I hope they're willing to listen to the fans', you know, opinions about this song and take that into consideration for the next one. These girls are just debuted, they're still new, they have so much more to go, so much more to grow and learn. They have such a bright future ahead of them for what they're doing. They're so good at it, so they'll be just fine. I'm not worried about them. What do you guys think of the album? Just let me know in the comments below about what your thoughts and opinions was on it. Did you like it? Did you not? Overall, I'll give this album like a 7 out of 10. What would be your score? Let me know below, and I'll see you in the next video.